Everyone, welcome to our first reactions from Minecon Live. We don't have a script today.
Now, I am Jimbo. You may know me as Jimbo Slice 23. I'm not reading anything right now. Carl's with us.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
All right, so in one word, how do you feel about the new update? Carl.
Carl.
Skipping Jimbo.
Indifferent.
Yeah.
I like it, but it's just what we were expecting from 118 and the past biome updates together, which is kind of what Jimbo said in his prediction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my word would be predictable because I kind of touched up on it a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of nailed it.
Mm-hmm. Mine was going to be disappointment.
You're that disappointed?
I'm not happy about this one. The only thing I'm happy about is they're updating swamps, and when we did our mending Minecraft on a swamp, I said put a mangrove tree in.
Yeah,
and they're doing that. Pretty happy for that.
that's true. That was good. I did like the new wood and the new trees and everything. And
yeah, the plank variation just feels like acacia and jungle put together, though. So it's like you have that really bright, vibrant acacia plank, and then you have the really dull jungle planks, and now there's a medium.
yeah,
That's
true. I do kind of like it though. The color, I think it kind of works with like the kind of colors you use in Minecraft anyway, with all the dirts and everything.
Yeah.
So to have more options in that kind of color spectrum, is always a good thing because Minecraft lends itself to being a natural game, a natural building style, more than sort of modern. Even though that's what I've tried to do this season on Ripple, is kind of like push the modern sci-fi, but you know, you do quite a lot of nature builds, and I think the new stuff that they're adding in the wild update will definitely be towards your style of building.
I'm not a fan of the root block, though. To me, it didn't look that good. I hope the texture gets updated a bit. Maybe I'm weird.
Yeah, I thought it didn't look, I don't know, didn't look like a root, to be honest. It kind of it does look a little different, but yeah, I'm on the same page with you. I felt like they could have done a better job.
Mm-hmm.
But a new tree, you gotta like the new tree. Yeah, I think you were asking for a mangrove tree.
Yeah, that's what I said on Mending Minecraft when we did the swamp not too long ago. I said mangrove tree needs to be in the game.
Nice.
When they announced they were doing a biome update, of course, we got excited because Jimbo predicted something correctly.
Mm-hmm.
That was good.
But I thought we were going to get more than just birch and swamp. So I was like, oh, are we finally going to get a palm tree? Because we know beaches got worked on a lot with this world gen. No, they did not.
Well, we don't know that. This is an early look at it. You know, there could be other stuff added
Yeah, they usually do throw stuff at us.
closer to release.
Yeah. One thing I was kind of upset about, which this could be changed, that the frogs, they didn't say they ate the bees. We do know there are the fireflies.
You know the bees are bigger than the frogs, right?
Yeah, that's okay. This is, video game. They can always change that.
Oh, Jimbo.
The frogs are bigger than what I thought they would look. So,
well, let's circle back. Let's get to the biggest announcement, and that is we're not getting the Deep Dark for 118. It got pushed back again.
yes.
That is a big disappointment. We were talking very recently about the fact that we hadn't seen any of the Deep Dark in the snapshots.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of the logical answer to that was they were going to push it back, which is very disappointing. I mean, wasn't the Deep Dark supposed to be in 117?
Yes.
And then it was 118.
It was the big thing.
Yeah.
Like, that was the big thing.
And now it's 2 updates later.
Mm-hmm.
I get, like, stuff's been happening and things, but that's concerning that stuff keeps getting pushed and pushed and pushed. They didn't even mention archaeology, as far as I can recall, on the entire event.
No. Or bundles. Just gonna throw that out there. No bundles either.
No, they didn't mention them, yeah.
I'm okay with that. Here's the way I see the whole Deep Dark thing. We mentioned, like, if they push it back to 119, we were going to be disappointed. But what we weren't disappointed about is how big the Deep Dark is.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Yes, there's so much involved with it, so much more they gave us that they brought to the table for the Deep Dark, that it's kind of like, this is big. Like, it's not just one biome. It's like a huge, mysterious, dark, dangerous place with, this loot. He mentioned like unique loot.
He said unique loot.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that's got me excited, because I've been yelling for unique loot for, a year now?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm excited for that, but what is the unique loot? If it's going to be another Sharpness 5 sword, then that's not unique loot. I can get that in the end.
Yeah. We saw enchanted books. We can get that elsewhere.
Right.
You can get that in other loot. So, we didn't get to see the unique loot yet, but we do get to see all the different variants of Shulk. What is there? The
Skulk.
Yeah. I think I said
Stop
that.
confusing it with
I
the
did
shulker.
that again. Yeah. We got the Skulk Shrieker, which kind of, it shrieks and then makes a dark look. It brings on the darkness.
And the Catalyst as well.
The Catalyst, yeah. And that produces Skulk sensors, right?
Well, and we finally saw how the Warden spawns, which I'm going to have nightmares for.
Yeah, I was saying during the event that this is a very scary area for a kid's game.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I said this when we were watching the pre-show. I go, they keep advertising this as a super kid-friendly, but every time we've had a dev on, they don't see the game that way. They're making a game they would like to play. And we see now that that's a spooky game.
Yeah. I mean, can it really be 7+ still, as it's listed in the UK anyway? It looks very scary from what they showed. They even said during the show, she even said, we've got a clip coming up that's very scary, just warning our younger viewers. And it's like,
right.
Yeah.
Is it a kid's game or not?
Yeah, if they got to throw a warning in there.
Not gonna lie, I was scared. Not used to that kind of stuff happening in Minecraft. I will say the whole Deep Dark City area is like Stronghold amped up to 11, and it's super cool. It's a beautiful area.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I really like it.
Like Aubni was just saying in the live chat there, they are pushing it back, but it's worth it. And I totally agree. It's just very concerning for the future is whenever we see these updates, in the back of your head, you're going to be thinking, yeah, is it really coming next year, or is it going to be in 2 years' time? That's my concern with it.
Right. Yeah, because Deep Dark, it will be 2 years by the time it finally comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it changed a massive amount.
Yeah.
Because remember, it was just a ravine with a warden in it with a couple chests. Now it's an entire full-blown city.
Yeah.
Right.
What else do we want to talk about?
So we had the 118 being updated for all the worlds, so with the biome blending and the Deep Dark being put underneath other worlds. I feel like we knew that already, though.
Yeah, me and Jimbo had been talking about that in the news for like weeks now.
Yeah.
And we had kept mentioning, blending's looking good. It's finally looking natural. And I'm happy with that.
We are expecting the second part in a month or two. They did mention that.
Yeah, I know. I was sitting there going, I'm not going to have that much time on my single player world this season.
Right, yeah, and I have got to edit.
Jimbo's going to release this episode the day before 118 comes
It'll
out.
be my final episode.
Well, here's the thing. I need to do the silent episode on Ripple Effect too.
You do.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't done that yet. I've been scouring for music and trying to write up little bits that are supposed to be scripted. And I lost focus on that to play single player, so.
Better get back on that.
Yep.
I wanted to mention, there's probably going to be a debate on what's scarier, the Deep Dark or the Nether. Like, the Nether's always been, I don't know, creepy to get around. It's pretty dangerous, but I think the Deep Dark is a little bit more dangerous than the Nether now.
I think with the blindness, especially, just adding that layer of not being able to see your surroundings is way scarier than the Nether.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, you can also navigate the Deep Dark without spawning the Warden.
Right.
Whereas in the Nether, you can't control the spawns for the most part.
Yeah, we didn't see any other mobs besides the Warden. Well...
Right. No, there were zombies.
Yeah, there was a zombie. I was going to say that. And we don't know if it's like a random generation. They're all these Deep Darks look the same. Didn't really mention that.
Mm-mm.
That's one thing to, look forward to.
We keep popping back to the Deep Dark. Obviously, that was the best part of...
Yeah, but we also had, like, the updates to Java and Bedrock, getting the seed parity, which I think we saw in the last snapshot.
We talked about that, the last snapshot.
Just got released.
Dungeons is getting a huge update. We were super excited watching that.
Oh, the tower idea was genius. I love the tower idea.
Mm-hmm. I do too. It adds so much replayability to that game.
Mm-hmm. I see it as like an anime almost. You got to conquer the tower. I don't know. I think there's 2 animes I've watched that had this tower that they had to go through, and it reminded me a lot of that. Is that just me? Okay.
No, it looked very cool. It's just I have nothing that will play it. So.
Right.
Yeah, poor Carl. Somebody get Carl a Switch.
But it does look very cool. Laura was on there, and she was talking about all the updates and stuff, and it looks a very cool game.
Mm-hmm.
Very different to normal Minecraft, as you've said on the show, but a very, very capable game, very good game. Love it.
It is a very good game. I loved it.
Yeah, there's a lot more to bring up. Like like they got emotes. There's capes. Just a lot of different customizations for your character.
Yeah, VFXs for whenever you take a potion or eat different foods and stuff. So that's really cool too.
Mm-hmm. And you can customize those. So even though you can't customize your character, which is something we've been asking for on Dungeons, there are a lot of stuff you can add. That's pretty cool. As much as I want to go in depth with some things, like we got to save some of this for the show.
Yeah.
Right.
We got to record a show tomorrow, so...
Well, and don't forget, this show's only supposed to be 30 minutes long. We're already halfway through it. We still got a ton to talk about. Like, clay is now renewable. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
Carl's not as excited about it. He thinks the silverfish mod we did is better.
I think having the one that Winter did for us where the silverfish drop clay balls when you kill them is much better than this. I'm sorry, but it's just true. The silverfish are useless. Give them something, some use.
I was just going to say that. They're still useless.
Yeah, and it just seems like a very, like you were saying, Duds, during the event, is you're going to need a massive farm to make this useful.
Well, and it's going to be a very manual farm because you have to make the mud, place the mud on the dripstone, and then mine the clay up when you're done. It's a very manual farm, whereas the silverfish farm wasn't so manual. Mm-hmm. It was just a typical grinder farm.
They must have heard from the community lately about clay not being renewable because they give us a lot in the, the Lush Caves, and now it's renewable. So must have got a lot of feedback.
Well, I think what happened is people were complaining about not having clay, so they made a biome filled with clay, and then everyone started saying, like, well, I'm just going to trash that biome to get the clay, and they went, no, don't destroy our beautiful biome. Here's a renewable clay source.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there should be ways to automate it, like pushing the clay off the top of the dripstone on a clock, throwing
TNT.
Because it was splash water, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, it was splash potions.
So you could automate that.
But now you have to craft a bunch of bottles with gunpowder to make it splash.
Oh, there will be ways. People will figure out ways to automate this thing.
Il Mango probably has already.
Yeah, he's already cracked into the code.
I was thinking it would be better if it like water sat on top of it for a certain amount of time, but then every dirt block in a river and ocean biome would turn to mud.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, how would that work?
I don't know.
Like there's a lot of dirt blocks around, would any water touching those automatically turn to mud?
I'm just looking at like splash potions are not going to be a good way to do this unless a splash potion would cover a large radius and it would be instantaneous.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see.
We got fireflies, which is another thing I think I mentioned in the Swamp Mending Minecraft.
Yeah, you did.
Did they just watch or listen to Mending Minecraft Swamp Edition?
No, or else they would have had the frogs eat bees.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They didn't really show way of the character or the player interacting with the fireflies. As far as we know, it's kind of like an ambient
Yeah, I think it's just going to be kind of like the spore blossom,
Yeah.
how it shows particles everywhere. I think that's what it's going to be like.
Or in the nether.
Because you guys can admit, I was sitting here going, please let me jar the fireflies and give me a light source that way.
Yeah.
That would be so cool, though, to get, like, a
Mhm.
bottle and, like, collect some of them and be able to, like, put it on some kind of stand in your base. Like, to have little fireflies in there going around. That would be so cool.
And it's like a flicker because
It
they're
would
on and
be
off.
awesome.
So cool.
Yeah.
But we don't get that,
As far as we know.
as far as we know.
Yeah, that's now.
Let's live in hope, duds. Let's live in hope.
I can't, because I was finally hoping for some kind of inventory update, and we didn't get it,
Yeah, no inventory talk.
right?
And they're giving us more stuff.
They're
We got more
giving us more
blocks. We
stuff.
we got more blocks, trees, wood. You give us more wood, which means more doors. Wood crafts into a lot of things, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the inventory is going to be a mess.
Yeah.
It already is.
Yes, we got chests and boats.
Yeah, we kind of saw that, though, when they were talking about doing the swamp update.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That didn't really set us off. We went, oh, okay, it's finally in the game. Cool.
but it helps with inventory slightly. It's something you can put in there and still travel with it.
When's the last time you used a boat, Jimbo?
I will now. Well, I mean, let's say you park your boat, you can have your chest in there and you can put things in there instead of breaking that chest and your items shattering everywhere. You can actually take it with you without putting it in your inventory.
It's just a floating donkey. There you go, aubni.
You're just going to make a boat storage system. Just have like an entire river just full of boats with chests and just jumping on them all trying to find your diamonds.
Yeah, you'd have to have different color boats.
For each of the different wood types.
So what we're saying is, out of this update, you're going to get 2 new storage systems: the chest boat storage system and the LA storage system.
Yes, we forgot to announce LA.
The mob vote. Woo.
Yes.
I had a feeling the LA was going to win, even though there were a lot of people saying Copper Golem.
Yeah, that I felt like majority of the audience in Minecraft was rooting for the LA. I voted for the LA.
I did too.
I voted for the Copper Golem just because I knew everyone else was going to vote for the LA.
Yeah, you felt bad.
Yeah. The glare, no, not at all, but yeah.
We did say during the show, no matter which one won, we were going to be pretty happy with this vote.
Definitely.
It was definitely a much better mob vote. I think the LA just has a lot more technical benefits we don't know about yet than the Copper Golem was going to have. Like, I didn't know until Jeb said it on the show today that once the golems froze and oxidized, you could hit them with the axe to deoxidize them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, I figured you were going to be able to do that, but they didn't say that anywhere.
Yeah, what we still, a couple things we don't know about the LA is we don't know where it's going to come from,
Right?
where we can find this thing. That's another thing. We were supposed to have decoy on, and I'd like to get decoy's input on the LA because the LA interacts with the note block.
Mm-hmm.
And we know he's a genius with
Mhm.
the note block, so still yet to hear from him on that.
I'm sure we'll have him on very soon.
Yes, yeah. He'll definitely put out a video using this thing, some creative way with the note block.
I mean, you're saying you put it out in a tweet. I mean, if I didn't see it, I follow King B Dogs. More than likely, it got buried quick because of all the excitement going on with Minecon.
There was so much Minecraft Live content on Twitter that even like trying to
Yeah.
follow it during the event was hard for me to work out what needed to be surfaced and stuff.
Well, I mean, even during the week, because I'm sure he put it out the second they talked about
Yeah.
the Copper Golem. Then again, I can't check my phone as often as I could at my new job. So, what's left? What haven't we talked about yet?
You can breed the frogs into tadpoles, and these frogs or tadpoles will grow up in different biomes.
Can we breed the frogs? We know fireflies are what the food is.
Oh, yeah, they never really said, but there are tadpoles.
You were saying that we could breed them, but we can't interact with the fireflies, at least that we know. And fireflies are obviously the breeding food for the frogs.
Yeah, that's what they eat. So, yeah, you're right. They never really mentioned them being bred, but we do know there's tadpoles that grow up into frogs.
Right. FragileRock says the new bat. I didn't see a new bat. Did you guys see a new bat?
Probably a lay. He's probably talking about the lay.
Oh.
Or that the fireflies are like a new bat.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can actually interact with the bats.
Yeah.
I feel like if they took the fireflies and made them into an entity rather than a particle effect, the lag possibility
Right.
of that would be immense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm already worried about tadpoles causing lag. You remember COD when we had the 113 update?
Codgate.
Yeah, that was brutal.
That was bad.
2 cod swimming in a lake. Oh, nope, your entire server crashed.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta have some way to pick up fireflies, and it better be a jar, and it better be a light source.
I think the only thing left is kind of like all the mob building and marketplace stuff.
Well, we didn't talk about the birch forest because that's getting an update too.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't really show much gameplay, but the picture that they showed, it looked like there was like some kind of fungi on the side of the birch trees that I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it. I didn't see too much.
Yeah.
Maybe the way they grew.
Well, and Obni's right. He's asking what biomes you think, or what other biomes. When we think about the caves and cliffs, we only got 2 caves Minecon last year. And we're getting a couple more than just 2 now.
Yeah, I feel that the biomes that they showed are the bare minimum of what they're going to add.
Yeah.
I think it's the only things they've worked on so far.
Yeah, there's going to be more than that, we hope.
Yeah, they only really explain the swamp as of right now.
Right.
Maybe because it's got the new trees.
Oh, I think it's because everyone's been working on the deep dark because it's so far behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is okay. I mean, you're kind of right with one of your predictions, the bugs. It seems like they're really focusing on stability, with adding the new Y levels and everything. It seems like the performance and everything.
Well, I think I'm right in the fact that this is a smaller update than a lot of people were expecting. We're not getting a brand new Nether.
Right.
A lot of people were thinking we were going to get an end update, and I was just like, no, that's not going to happen, period.
Yeah.
This is just too little time.
I started replying to people on Twitter going, it's not an end update, mark my words.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know how long they've been working. They're probably been working on the end,
If there's an end update in any kind of plan within the next 3 years, they've already started planning it for sure.
Yeah, because I think, I don't know whether it was Corey or King B Dogs, said that they think about updates way in advance. This isn't something they come up with a month before Minecon.
Mm-hmm.
This is years.
Yeah, the timing of when to put it out there is what they consider the next update being.
Because that's what they started with the Nether update, with the different vertical biomes and things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what made the caves and cliffs possible, because you have to have the deep dark biome below, like a swamp biome.
Mm-hmm.
They had to give us that before the next one.
Yeah, so they have to do things in order to be able to put out a certain update. It's not something you can just do off the cuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Did they ever mention if the other dimensions would have different Y levels? As far as I know, it's the same.
As far as we know.
I would think so. Yeah.
I haven't seen anything to suggest that they're going to change the Nether or the End to match the overworld.
The only thing I've seen from the Nether that's changing is bedrock will be now individually based on the seed. The bedrock in the Nether won't be exactly the same like it's been.
Okay, that's interesting.
But that was from a snapshot last week, so.
Anything could change.
Right.
They did say updating your world would be a lot easier, a lot smoother.
Yes.
I thought, at least the way, like, for instance, Hermitcraft, they have their world and they're starting to build in the middle, and they say, everything's going to be reset outside the world into the new update, which they'll get the new Y levels. And it seems as if
they won't need to.
They won't. I was thinking there would be a big void underneath them, but you can actually add, without destroying everything on top, the world that's voided underneath will be added smoothly into your world. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Didn't see that coming.
Well, it's basically just taking untraveled areas and changing them.
Yeah.
Because obviously below bedrock is technically untraveled areas, even though we've seen Hermitcraft go under bedrock this season.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, if you update your old world to 118, it's then going to fill all that area in with, like, dripstone caves and all the new underground biomes and...
The lush.
Yeah, the lush caves and all that. But, like, then if you try and update that world to 119 with the deep dark, what's going to happen then? Because the deep dark is part of that area.
Yeah. I guess it would have to be untraveled.
I think the deep dark is going to be treated like a structure and not a biome.
Might be right.
Because remember, it's now a city. It's not a biome.
Yeah.
It's like an ancient city, ruins.
So I think you're just going to have to travel to a new chunk to find the new structure.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's basically a stronghold now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good point. It's not technically a biome. It's like a structure.
Yeah, it's a bit like the bastions and things like that in the Nether. It's kind of like a new...
Yeah, you might be able to find it in like a deep lush cave or a deep dripstone biome.
Yeah. Either way, it's going to go back to the way it used to be, where it's just not going to spawn in old chunks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only reason we're getting that this time is because it's such a massive change. To have that weird fluctuation between chunks was just not going to work.
They mentioned we'll be getting the warden and the way it spawns and stuff. They didn't mention much more with the warden. The warden is what it was before.
Right. Just that it now doesn't randomly spawn in the biome. It gets called.
Yeah. It's like summon.
That was a very cool animation, though.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Omni, yes, it is still a biome, but I was using the phrase structure as a way to easily explain it. Because we're seeing biomes that are pre-existing changing now.
Yeah, it's almost the whole biome is a structure.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is different.
I mean, you're still going to have fringe areas with skulk everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's like I don't know what they called it because I missed that, but like the sort of like glow lichen stuff in the deep dark is retextured with like the green skulk sensor kind of texture, which I think is really cool as well.
Yeah.
You got two different types of glow lichen, two different colours. You got like the really light, sort of nearly whitish one that we have now. And then you've got this kind of like deep green one as well. I think that's going to be really cool for like lighting up and things.
Well, and they mentioned the warden can now smell.
Yeah.
Not only does it listen, but it smells now. So if I carry a steak around, does that mean I'm just warden bait?
Maybe.
And if it was a honey steak, he'd really want it.
Ooh, that'd be potent.
Yeah, we're over our 30-minute mark. Is there anything else you guys want us to cover before we...
Like I was saying, like all the marketplace, build your own mobs kind of stuff, I think they made that look a lot easier than it probably is going to be.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many people are going to use that, but it's very cool that you can do it. I mean, someone out there can make DuDs' Red Dragon.
Yeah.
There's already red dragons in RL Craft.
That's true. Apart from that, I think covered everything in this kind of recap show, and I'm sure you'll have more on Wednesday.
Yep, we need to start doing our notes for our in-depth show.
Yeah.
There's a lot to cover.
Spoiler alert, this show will be about the live event.
Yes.
Nah. Anyone got a topic?
We'll need a topic.
All right, well, I guess that's it.
Trying to read the normal scripts.
Yeah, that's what I was literally just scrolling to.
Yeah, we're going to need a script for this. Gee, we don't know how to say goodbye.
Before I have Jimbo read us out, I want to say a huge thank you to all of our patrons, but especially our milk level patrons who are aubni, ChiefBigBear, Crock, FragileRock, ohbeep, StoneFigure, and viperoustuna. If you too would like to get exclusive benefits and hours of extra content each month, please consider joining at patreon.com/The Withering Effect.
And if you enjoyed this show, you can share it with all of your friends and on social media. If you listen on Spotify, follow us, or if you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave us a nice review. Doing any of these really helps the show reach more listeners. If you would like to get in contact with us, send an email to podcast@thewitheringeffect.com. Tweet us, leave a voice message, or join our Discord where you can have a chat with everyone who works on the show and fellow listeners. All the links will be in the show notes.
This show has been brought to you by Jimbo, myself, but also our digital producer, Carl. Carl, say hi.
Hi, Carl.
He makes sure the show ends up where it should be. The amazing music you hear in the intro and outro is created by the one and only Decoy. Everyone's social media info can be found in the show notes. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for getting withers with us after Minecon. You should probably go drink your milk now. Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.